You're hyped on that banger.
I'm hyped on that banger.
Hopefully,
not bangers and mash.
I think I cleared out enough memory on this so it doesn't cut off. Guess
Well,
find out.
it's been 2 weeks, so.
Oh yeah, it says we have 12 plus hours right now.
Oh, we've got plenty of time to bullshit.
Yeah. So sorry to all those that you thought you missed out on.
Yeah,
much.
no, it just got cut short.
It literally like maybe 2 minutes.
But I feel like it cut short, like almost like we planned it.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah. So
That
welcome.
shit was hilarious.
Poor decisions.
A podcast in progress.
Always in progress.
It's been a couple weeks, man.
It's been a couple weeks, yeah. Because there's the hype.
Oh, that's hype.
Hype. All right. Anyway.
Did you have a good Christmas, Brian?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same, sir.
Yeah, it was good.
I know your dad was in town.
Spent time with my father.
Your father.
My faja.
Your father.
Father. I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch, okay, perv boy?
Like, how about no?
How about no? No, it was fun, man. It's the holidays.
He drank all your beer?
He drank some of my beers and some of my whiskey and some of my tequila.
Oh, even the tequila. Oh, that was mezcal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think that was the tequila.
Tequila?
And he's not a tequila guy, so he's just like, what? I don't know what do I
drink.
He's pretty much. He's like, what do I drink? I'm like, whatever you can see that is an open bottle.
At least he didn't open anything. He said beers.
Yeah, he just drank a barley wine. Not a big deal. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit.
I'm getting to that point where I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Like I like them, even though I know Nolan last week gave us the
Abraxas. Yeah.
And like somebody was like saw him, they're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And like you asked, and it's like, "Well, do you have any other years?" And Nolan looked at me and he's like, "How many years do you still have? Have you opened any of them?" I'm like, nope. So
I've had all of them.
I have 2020 to this year.
I've enjoyed every single one of those Abraxases. Abraxi?
Oh, we talked about
the
this
plural.
before.
Yeah. What's the plural?
Abraxas.
Abraxases? But no, yeah, Christmas was good. Got some cool stuff.
I was gonna say, you get any Lego?
No, I did not. I didn't
get any Lego.
I think the coolest item that I received was from my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you about this. It's like a handheld. Looks like a Nintendo DS, but it's like it's like chock full of like emulators.
Yeah,
and you can like download and play different console games on this. Like, bless you.
Yeah,
on this
adorable.
Device. It looks like a 3DS or something.
Can you plug that into like TV? Because I've looked at some of like the stick versions that you can plug.
Yeah,
into like TV.
I saw that. I saw that one today on my feed.
Yeah,
as I was scrolling through, doom scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah, as we do.
Lego scrolling through Instagram.
You know what we're missing though, right?
How about a beer?
Yes,
one of those. But yeah, it's a pretty cool device. I've been playing a lot of Crazy Taxi.
Oh, and I've been wanting to play Crazy Taxi.
Oh my god, man, it's amazing because I loved the Dreamcast. I think that might be one of my favorite consoles of all time.
You know, so there was a couple games that I really loved on it was like Initial Tokyo D Racer or something like that.
Yeah.
I ended up getting way into it like before it kind of like died.
Yeah.
And literally
Schwarzbier.
I see your Schwarz is as big as mine. Actually, no, they're the same size. They're both 12 ounces. But like I ended up learning like because like you would get stupid speeds going.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, like I was just driving one time and all of a sudden the screen flashed. I'm like, what the hell? And I got done with the race and it said you had a speed warning. I'm like, wait,
really?
What? There's speed zones?
I don't recall that.
Shit.
Wow. God, I haven't played that game in a long time.
You know another game I really liked? It was almost like a way advanced Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It was Ready to Rumble.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That game was dope because you could do the working out and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you had to time all the things.
Well, like the amount of time I would, play Ready to Rumble at the, like on the arcade at the old Pizza Huts.
Yeah.
Like they had that and like Galaga and shit.
Dude, I like this song. This song's, it is a banger.
This is a hype banger. I think my hype is getting.
I've learned that it's louder for us than it is.
Yeah.
Which is
it's good. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Cheers, sir.
Let's get into this beer. Cheers.
Cheers. I should probably. I don't have my.
I'm rusty on the sound effects, but I got them, man. I'm
you
on
nailed it. Because I need to change mine over actually, because I bought the cap cut Streamdeck buttons.
Uh-huh.
Because I was doing all that editing.
Yeah.
For the 24 Advent calendar.
I hope the listeners were able to enjoy the views. Because we had a lot of fun making those. It was fun, man. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And have we talked about on the podcast what we want to do for 25? Do we kind of want to give people a teaser, or?
I don't think we've completely talked about that before.
I know we've talked about it in person between you, Nigel, and myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we've really delved into it on the pod.
As far as
what we want to do is, we want to do our own Advent calendar.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Poor Decisions and Beers with Nigel
Advent
collab
calendar
with local beers, 24 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to donate.
Yeah.
And purchases goes toward a charity, which I think would be really cool.
Yeah, because I know Nigel's super down with that as well.
I think it's a great idea, man.
Yeah, so and I've even looked at, started kind of briefly looking at like boxes to get like a custom box done.
Yeah,
I mean, we were talking about just doing like 12 days.
Yeah, for our sake.
Yeah,
and saving the headache of.
For reference. There it is.
That was pretty close.
That was pretty close, yeah. I was looking at the wrong... I have two Stream Decks. One is just like the mini, which is 6 buttons. And then I have a old school one.
Old school.
Well, they call it like the MK1.
Yeah.
Because they have a couple newer versions out that have all sorts of extra stuff built into them. And at some point, I want to get one of those. Especially for editing purposes and whatnot. But yeah,
this is a damn good beer, dude. I love a good dark
So
water.
we're drinking Bier Co's Schwarzbier, which is a black lager. Smooth, dark, and refined. Rich malt flavors of roasted coffee and chocolate. Moderate bitterness. Crisp, clean finish.
All of those words are right.
Yeah. Only 5%.
Go get you some, listeners. If you haven't had Bier Co's Schwarzbier, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, and so I had picked this up.
Was this after
for Christmas Eve?
Okay. Did you pick it up when we were in the tap room?
No, actually. So at Christmas Eve, we were going out to my cousin's house, and not a lot of people drink there. And we kind of, I ended up having to rush out of the brewery.
Yeah,
I was working, and we ended up being a lot busier than I expected. Yeah. And I had to rush out, and so I didn't get a chance to really grab anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I grabbed some stuff, but it was for Christmas Day, not Christmas Eve. And so then we were driving to my cousin's house, and Jen was talking to my brother's fiance, and they asked if I was bringing any beer. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And they're like, what the hell? I'm like, we hardly ever drink there. Like, I've been the only one ever bringing anything, and that's
tell me beforehand, and I'll bring something.
And so, like, literally, like, we were getting up to the exit, and I just cut off and went the other way. And to the
just
grocery
stopped
store.
Off somewhere. Yeah,
yeah. And so I picked up a 6-pack of the Schwarzbier and a 12-pack of Garage Beer.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You know what? I hadn't thought about it until literally just now. I wonder what Schwarzbier with Garage Beer would be like, a black and tan.
Like a black and tan?
Yeah,
I think it'd work out.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
All right.
The man of beer curations.
I do get mad.
That is your thing, man.
I say it's mad sciencey.
Yeah, you're great at it, dude. You nail it.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me the other day, like, oh, good, because they weren't really digging like any one particular beer. They're like, is
like
there
in the tap room at Transparent?
They're like, can you what would happen if you combine indecisive wheat with Tippet? I'm like, you're trying to do a black and tan. It's a hoppy wheat.
Yeah,
and wheats don't condone well with stout like beers.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's usually it's supposed to be a pilsner, which is a lager.
Yeah,
the wheat is not a lager, and it's a hoppy wheat, so you're gonna get a little extra bitterness to it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. Not a bad idea.
I don't condone
to work.
Yeah,
and this is me saying that, and
I don't think your palate's gonna appreciate that.
I've done some weird combinations,
sir or madam.
Yes, and then the way I explained it to them, they seemed like, okay, then makes sense. So I'm like, I told him, like, I've been able to do a black and tan. I'm like, Tippin, Stout, and Kickstand Kolsch, close, not quite there.
Yeah.
The closest we've had a what worked as a proper black and tan was when we had down with TBC.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a Pilsner.
It was.
And the tip in, and I even figured out because we didn't have the spoon.
Nope.
But I would pour half of Pilsner, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
And then lay the stout on top so it kind of slowly sinks through.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the spoon. So what I basically just learned was like, okay, I hold the glass at a much steeper angle.
Yeah,
almost to where the Pilsner's starting to pour out.
Yeah.
And then I start, pouring the tip and stout in as well. And like you would see it just slowly start to blend.
Separate or whatever, or blend, or yeah.
But not just all. A lot of times whenever we pour, you just straight through. Because a lot of times when I do the blending of other stuff, I'll do the lighter gravity first.
Yeah.
And then the heavier gravity or higher ABV then.
Yeah.
Second, that way it trickles down through the lower ABV faster and blends it faster.
Yeah.
So
what was your favorite Christmas gift that you got this year, Brian?
Jen definitely outdid herself. She was so stressed out over it too, and I'm just like, babe, like everything's fine. Like she's like, I'm trying to make sure I get you stuff, and I'm trying to make sure I get my kids stuff. I'm like, don't worry about me, worry about the kids. I want to make sure that the kids are taken care of.
Yeah.
And she's still like, she was so upset because she was trying to get me a gift card for DIXXON. And while she was processing it, it somehow went ahead and emailed me. And so I asked her because like I was concerned that like there may have been
that you made a purchase or something.
Well, no, that there was like my account had been hacked or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, why?" And I was like, "This." She's like, "God damn it!" I'm like, "I'm sorry, babe. Like I really do appreciate it, but I'm like, yeah." And I mean, she got me. Everybody got me, cool stuff. I know I bought the boys. I know I bought my youngest a flannel hoodie.
Oh yeah.
So
cool.
like the one I have.
Yeah.
But his is like a bright orange one. They call it
still DIXXON.
Did still DIXXON, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he said he really liked it, and then literally gave it to him. He's like, "Oh, this is cool." He's like, I've been wearing Kylan, my oldest son, been wearing his coat, one of his old coats, which is a nice coat as well because it's a Duluth Alaskan hard gear coat, so it's got a really nice liner. But he's like, I've been kind of wanting something new, so I got him one of those, and so it has like a quilted interior, but then it has like the zip up hoodie portion.
Oh yeah, nice.
At where it opens and closes. And then it has a hood, but then it also still has the collar for like the flannel.
Yeah, that's nice.
But then on the outside,
is the hood detachable? Can you take off the hood?
It's not detachable.
Oh, okay.
That would be nice.
That'd be cool.
So I ended up buying. They had like it was a Sherpa lined flannel jacket that doesn't have a hood. Yeah. Because right now I'm in that season where I'm wearing a lot of hoodies already.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, if I'm wearing a hoodie and then I'm wearing a jacket with a hood on it, for me that just kind of fucks with me.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. But
this is a gassy episode. My God, we're both just like
but he went to the movie theater. I think it was on 26. He's like, then he texted me. He sent me a message. He's like, "I love this jacket. I snuck so much stuff into the movie."
I thought you were gonna say who was at the movie theater and then someone stole it.
No, he's like, "I snuck in Arizona tea and some popcorn and this and that." And I'm just like, the hell, dude?
I remember like going to the movies as a kid and like the hack of like bringing your own food in, and I'm just like, is this illegal? Are we gonna get in trouble? Like I was so concerned about it.
And I was always concerned about it as well. There was one time when I was activated. We went to go see, it was Biker Boys. If you've ever seen that movie.
No, but
I
know of
movie.
it. Yes.
But we snuck in, like, it was our whole platoon, and we basically ended up sneaking in like a whole case of beer. Like,
hell
just not the box case, but
just like everyone
had their own.
Yeah.
Yes. And all of a sudden, like, we're all watching the movie, and it was bottles. Somebody accidentally knocked over.
Oh
bottles,
no!
And
you could just hear it roll down,
rolling all the way down. And it was older theater, so it didn't have like the
steps.
Yeah. But so it was just like that long metal,
but it's still
concrete.
Clink, clink, clink.
It wasn't doing that. You literally heard the clink,
and then just.
And literally the theater got silent except for the movie. And we're just all like biting our hands and stuff. I was like, oh, yeah.
So what is your all-time favorite Christmas gift that you've received? This is, this episode we're recording on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Christmases and
Christmases past.
Christmas past, and what has also been your favorite New Year's Eve experience that you've had?
Not a lot of New Year's Eve experiences, just because like.
Well, first let's go back to the Christmas gifts.
Yeah. I know one gift that always stands out to me, and it's weird because like it's something I've actually never really displayed. But my dad and stepmom, and it was shortly like it's the Marine Corps NCO sword.
Oh, okay.
So and I felt bad because it was like, it was right before I got promoted to an NCO status.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I love this. I'm not an NCO yet. So
and for those who don't know what NCO is.
Non-commissioned officer. So like, you have the enlisted people, but as you get a little bit higher and enlisted, you start becoming a there's certain, like the enlisted ranks almost broken down into 3 tiers. You have your enlisted, your NCOs, and you have your senior NCOs.
Yeah.
And so in the Marines, it's like when you become an NCO, like it's a lot more responsibility than a lot of the other services, where sometimes it's just like added responsibility, but not in a leadership capacity.
Right.
Where the Marines is like, once you become an NCO, you're viewed upon as the leader, because a lot of times when those senior NCOs, they get to that status, they're focused on other stuff and then handing the information down to the NCOs to then oversee the execution of stuff, making sure everything gets done.
Yeah.
And so like I remember that's something I do prize. I've just never really had a way to display it.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
I thought about it in this house, like having like above my staircase, like doing like a Marine Corps memorabilia section, or like, when we get the basement done, I will have a corner that has a lot of my Marine Corps memorabilia.
And you said that was from your father, right?
It was from my father and stepmother.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I know he gave me a Buffalo Trace barrel head one year.
Oh, cool. Cool.
It's not like an actual barrel head, but it's got the logo and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And that was really cool as well. I know a couple years ago, actually, my mother made a giant like Marine quilt.
Oh, cool.
For me, and it's big enough for like a king size bed.
Wow,
thing's humongous.
Like what's on it? Is it like different like patches and shit?
Not patches. It's just pattern Marine Corps patterns.
Yeah.
But she has it kind of like layered, I guess, if you will. Yeah. And in the center of it, it has a giant like silhouette of.
I was going to say
like a Marine.
Yeah. Or I'm assuming there's the Marine Corps like logo.
There's a bunch of Marine Corps logos on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Based off the different patterns that she used.
That's cool. That's cool.
So, because actually, that's one that I just showed Jen today, because we've been working on house cleaning stuff. Because I was I've been tearing apart my house trying to find a singular piece of paper that I did not ever find.
Jesus Christ, dude! What a fucking nightmare.
That'll be for another time.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll think about it. So on you then, what about for you?
I mean, I think my all-time favorite gift that I will always remember this Christmas day. It was 1997, Nintendo 64.
I did get a 64 as well.
I was 7 years old. My brother was 9. It was the first console that we were gifted. And it was right after, it was like a year or so after our parents got divorced. But they would still show up, we would go back and forth. Like one year it'd be Christmas at my dad's and mom would show up. And then it'd be Christmas at mom's and dad would show up.
Yeah.
So it was just like a really cool thing for them to be there with that gift, like our first console that wasn't like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
And
did you have all the accessories for it to be able to play it?
They gave us, it came with, I think it came with 2 controllers.
So my thing.
And they gifted us our own controllers. So we had 4 controllers.
Well, because the 64 would do 4 controllers.
Yeah.
Which was super dope.
Well, my brother still has That N64.
Really?
And it works like it the day that we got it.
I wish I still had a 64. I was really hoping that the Nintendo would come out with like the 64 Classic.
Oh man,
instead
that'd
of
be
porting
so cool.
everything to the Switch.
I know, because the ports suck balls.
I mean,
They're not good.
it's cool, but at the same time,
It's
like,
not executed well. They never execute anything well.
because like they had the SNES Classic and the NES Classic,
Mm-hmm.
and which have gotten stupid expensive. So like the problem I had when I got the 64 is then we had to run to like 6 other stores. Is
Yeah.
the TVs
Yeah.
didn't line up with the freaking, because we had all like older TVs that
Yeah.
didn't have the
The
red,
fucking-
yellow, white,
Yeah. Yep.
freaking
Yep.
inputs.
The RCAs or whatever
so we
they
had
were.
to
Yeah.
go
yeah.
get the adapter
Uh-huh.
for that, and like had to go to like 6 different stores to find the damn adapter.
So that was my all-time favorite gift, but like my dad is an amazing gift giver.
Yeah, Jen's awesome too.
He's so he's so thoughtful, and like Geena is as well, but like I don't know, it's different with my dad. This year he was like going through like one of his like rooms in his apartment, townhouse, whatever it is. It's like all of his military like memorabilia.
Yeah.
It's like,
'Cause he
framed
was Air Force,
photos.
right?
He was Air Force
Yeah.
for 23 years. And so I think it was last year he gave me, I think it was my great grandfather's folded flag.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And my great grandfather was a Marine.
Yeah.
And so my dad's had this for like his entire life.
Yeah.
So that was my gift from him last year. And this year it's something I've seen like my entire life growing up. So when my dad was in the Air Force, he, when we lived at Edwards Air Force Base, he worked on the B-2 bomber. He did like radio and GPS installation on the B-2.
Yeah. Because I know the B2s are based out of Whiteman here in Missouri.
It's Whiteman and
but
then
Edwards
is,
and a lot of people don't realize that like they're only like half of the fleet is at Whiteman.
Yeah.
The other half is
in
at
Edwards. Yeah.
But most people always just think Whiteman.
So we lived there for 3 or 4 years when I was a kid, and it's this aerial photo of the B-2,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's so iconic to me.
Yeah.
And
No, the B2 is absolutely iconic. I know
dude, it's
one
so
that
cool,
I've
man.
always loved as well.
like I grew up on an Air Force base, man.
Yeah.
So like I love like planes are so cool.
Yeah.
And like the B-2 in particular, and what's the was it like 2 years ago they announced like the new stealth bomber is like the B something. It's very similar. It looks very similar to the B-2, but I think it's only like B-2 is like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, this one's like a solid.
It's only like 2 or 3.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I'm blanking. I almost feel like it's like the B-22 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But like that
but
was
I might be getting that confused with the F-22.
But that was the gift this year, was like a framed, like this photo I've seen my entire life in my house, in my dad's like military memorabilia room of a framed like B-2, and I'm just like, holy shit, man,
and that's
this is so cool.
I get it with a lot of my dad. My dad worked for Kansas City Southern his entire life, and he was just a facilities guy. But like I got a deep affection to the whole train industry.
Yeah,
and stuff.
dude.
So like I have a bunch of like stuff, and Jen's like, well, how about we get like some of these toy trains for like around the Christmas tree or whatever. I'm like those are cool, but like I'm not really into those. It's more like the actual memorabilia type stuff. So like I know it was several years ago, and I ended up buying one from a friend. But he had somehow gotten a hold of a bunch of blueprints for the old nickel railroad.
Oh wow.
For the rail cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I bought one of them from him and then had it framed for my father.
That's cool.
And I actually have that. It's down here in the basement. But it, not hanging up just because I really have a way to hang anything up. So, but yeah. And I've done some other cool stuff like that. Like I know we got a pair of signed goalkeeper gloves from the goalkeeper with that who was with Sporting when they won their last
cool
MLS championship.
Cool.
Named Jimmy Nielsen.
Yeah.
And I have those somewhere now. But
yeah,
they're in a box somewhere. I have a lot of stuff in a box. Usually it's like if we can't find something, I'm like, it's probably
in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so it is Christmas Eve. It is December 30th.
It's
the day we're recording.
It's New Year's Eve. Are you talking about festive? Are you trying to get to Festivus?
No. Oh. I'm talking about today. We're recording.
Okay, you said Christmas Eve.
Oh, did I say Christmas Eve? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Memorable New Year's. Are there any off the top of your head?
See, like
has that ever been like a big like point of celebration?
I've done celebrations, but never like going out and doing party type stuff.
Yeah.
It for some
Neither
reason,
have I. Did I
just-
never go out? Like
Yeah.
I stay in.
Yeah.
But the biggest one for me, I will never forget. 1999 Y2K.
Yeah.
Like my cousins came over. We played like I think we were playing like Texas Hold'em
Oh yeah.
at like 9 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
And like watching the ball drop.
Yeah.
And then we
And
called
just expecting the world to shut down.
Yeah, so my aunt, my mom's sister, rest in peace, Aunt Tylene, I love you. My cousins came over, John and Liz, and we were watching all this shit go down, and then we called Aunt Tylene at midnight, and we played REM's "It's the End of the World," and she did not like that.
Is this Aunt Eileen like the aunt from Bob's Burgers?
She's not Gayle. No,
Not Gayle.
she
I
is
was blanking
not
on her
Gayle.
name. Okay.
No. Geena is Gayle.
Oh, really?
Geena is Gayle.
Oh, sorry, Geena.
Geena also does a great Gayle impression, by the way.
That's what you said. You said recently.
I said that a couple days ago. I'm just like, dude, it's so good. It's so funny.
It's like, and like Jen and I have been watching it. Like, she doesn't watch all the episodes. Like, and I go through phases where I don't get to watch it. Especially like when I've been busy with other stuff. Like I wasn't getting to watch a lot because like this last week was like hectic with editing the videos and stuff too.
Yeah.
Because then I had to do the Jeremy's Fiestivus video,
which was amazing, by the way.
people
you fucking killed it.
Really
dude.
liked that video, and that's one of those things. Like, okay, when you spend that much time in that software, like you start learning. And Nigel's, he's like, well, the thing with you though too is like you could teach people the software, but like if you're not creative, then you're never going to get anything good. Yeah.
But you are creative, and
I mean, I try to be.
But I think that I love that. Didn't Nolan mention like, should we make this a thing? It's like, dude, it has been a thing.
It has been a thing.
You've been sleeping on the thing, dude.
Because even last year it was a thing.
Yeah.
And you even like his girlfriend asked what it was, and he showed her the thing, and then showed her like the Seinfeld, what is Festivus?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because I watched the video by myself, and then I watched it with Geena, and she was laughing, and I'm just like, so I'm going to show you this first, and then I showed her like the frame of reference, the Seinfeld Festivus. She's like, this is awesome.
Which
like,
and it's funny because he never really airs any grievances.
No.
And so that's what I think is awesome about Clarkson. He actually does air grievances. And I told him next year, I'm like, I'm gonna have to figure out something else, like on the whole pinning you type of thing, like rumbling.
Yeah, we got to figure out feats of strength.
And I told him like, next year, what I might do is just like cut to like a Mike Tyson punch out freaking segment or something.
Or I mean, I don't know, like do a thumb wrestling.
Yeah, that would be
contest.
Funny. I wonder how many. So like I posted that to my personal. And I told Jeremy, like, when he came in, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to, we're not going to do it live. I'm going to do it. I'm going to record it. That way, because the lives only last for 30 days.
Yeah. But if you make a reel,
if I make a reel, it stays on there.
Yeah.
And it's not really a reel because it's over a certain amount of time.
It's just a video.
And Meta gets... Not Meta, but Facebook specifically, they get way more particular about the real length than Instagram does.
Yeah.
To where like I uploaded it on Instagram and it still made it a reel.
Yeah.
Even though it's 5 minutes long. Like Facebook is a hard 90 seconds.
Yeah.
For a reel.
Yeah.
So that's why like all the Advent calendar boxes of videos like
had to be a minute
I was
and a
uploading
half.
it. I was either trying to keep it a minute and a half, but then like at the same time, like I kept uploading it separately to Facebook because tags didn't transfer over and translate.
Yeah.
So like on Instagram it was at Bier Co.
Yeah.
Where on Facebook it's at Kansas City Beer Company, and it doesn't automatically translate. So. Did Jen tell you? She's like, I was listening to the last episode. She's like, what the hell were you guys doing with the cat?
We're just playing with Layla.
Playing with the kitty.
Playing with the kitty.
She's like, that was cracking me up. So yeah, that Fiestivus video has 709 views.
Wow.
So I was pretty happy with that.
Dude, it's a great video, man. You killed it.
So now I just need to get even better. I want to start doing, clearing up space. I want to do the Batman animated Lego set.
Yeah.
As a series of reels. So like basically each bag,
dude,
which is an episode of the show.
I feel like I want to be a part of that, and I also want to do the shadow box.
Yeah. And when I've thought about that, like trying to get into because we've talked about trying to incorporate Lego into poor decisions as well.
Yeah.
And like we need to try and figure out something.
Yeah.
Where it's like multifaceted.
Yeah.
Where we do the videos, and that way it's we're doing not just beer stuff, but other things as well.
Other things that are of interest.
Yeah. I mean, like we could potentially start doing videos about sports stuff, and
yeah.
But I mean, we've learned that when we do our videos, we try to do it kind of forward thinking and not
in the moment.
In the moment specific.
I feel like the audio is easier to do in the moment.
Yeah.
This cat, dude. I fucking love this cat so
Layla's
much,
awesome.
Man.
She's been
love
coming up
this
to bed.
Cat, dude.
She's been coming up to bed and sleeping with us too. And it's funny because like
she's such a sweetheart, dude.
I think Jen's been getting upset at her because she'll like come cuddle with, but then she like stays
Sleeps
over on
with
my
you.
side,
Yeah.
and then like Jen starts getting up and she'll disappear.
Yep.
Or she's like underneath the bed or in the closet or something sleeping, and all of a sudden, as soon as Jen leaves, she comes back to bed, just lays with me. She's like,
dude, I
bitch.
get it, man. I get it.
Yeah. So we need.
How about a beer?
Yes. Sorry, Layla. Pick one out there, sir.
Ooh, Evil Twin.
I'm pretty sure this one does not have any lactose in it.
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
It says it right there.
Okay. It's a dark Belgian style with cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla. Keep refrigerated. Drink fresh.
Yep. And the name is actually, it was funny because it says, I think the name of it is our most popular holiday beer. I think that's the name of it. That's why you couldn't tell what it was.
I know. I'm just like, what the fuck am I looking at?
It's like, okay, yeah, it's Evil Twin. What are you? So yeah, I think the name of it is our most popular holiday beer. So
all right, let's get into it.
We want to change glasses on it?
Yeah, fuck it.
You good? Okay. Like, I'm good.
Dark beer and a dark beer.
Yeah. Oh, that is dark. Because you said it was a Belgian what?
Just says a Belgian dark ale. Or a Belgian style ale. That's all it says.
See, it's funny because, like, a lot of times when we say Belgian, Mousetrap always jumps in my head.
Yeah.
Which is not dark at all.
Well, but the Dubel was...
It was dark, but not this dark.
Yeah, this is
It was
dork.
gold. I feel like, to me, the Updog was... cheers, sir. Ooh.
Oh, that is Belgian. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It smells like Updog.
What's up, dog? What's up
Not
with
much
you?
other with you.
I need to go and finish watching the last season of What We Do in the Shadows.
Dude, I just need to watch it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I dipped out halfway through season 1.
There's been some stretches, but it's still...
Ooh. Oh, whoa.
It's still funny.
Oh, the vanilla.
That is strong.
Oh, my God. That's really good.
These are good. Yeah.
That's a dessert beer.
God, what episode is this?
Oh, yeah. Who even knows? Are we on episode 50 yet?
Nope, this is 49.
Oh, my God. So it's our first. We're coming up on the first whole year.
This is the
of
first
our podcast,
episode
man.
of the new year.
First episode of the new year.
Yeah.
I love this, dude. This is fun. It's been fun.
Oh yeah. And luckily, we've had some great support too.
Yeah.
Which has made it, when you get that support, it makes it way easier.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't, take credit for everything. We are who we are.
Yeah.
But
we can't do it without the listeners. And
absolutely.
Shout out to all the subscribers.
Yeah.
And,
definitely.
and the supporters monetarily.
Yeah. I mean, the subscribers help greatly because I'm actually starting to look at, because we're already, I'm already over by 21 minutes.
Yeah.
For this month. And I haven't upgraded plans yet. I'm just like, all right, we're going to end up going over more.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to add this episode because this episode will release before the next billing cycle, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, we're getting to that point where it's like, all right, maybe we do need to upgrade plans.
Yeah.
But luckily, we have, based off of the subscribers, we have money in the bank, if you will. So it's
money in the bank.
It's still
show you what you
everything's
think.
paid for. Nothing's coming out of our pocket at this point for hosting, which
Yeah.
is super awesome and
Yeah.
something that I never thought I was going to get to.
Yeah.
Again, having, I started on this site, released a few episodes by myself, years and years ago, and just kept paying for it monthly.
Yeah.
To keep those episodes up. And then, we started a little, almost a year ago now.
It was it the last week of January?
No, it was
during that week off.
Episode 1 released.
Wow.
It was technically episode 1 and 2 released on February 9th. We released a trailer
on the 26th.
On the 26th of January. Because we did that on that week that we were closed.
Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, and I think, just what we're doing as a whole has definitely increased as well.
Yeah.
And, getting that feedback from the friends and listeners and supporters definitely helps. So, I mean, which has made it to where we want to do more as well. Like adding the Lego stuff and adding, doing more video stuff.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So, yeah. So, thank you, everybody, for doing that.
Yes, thank you.
Now, kind of moving on. We're not ending yet.
No, I mean, we're only
it was kind of weird because we usually
in.
do that towards the end. But there was something that we were starting to discuss the other day, and we kept discussing it, and I was like, we need to save this for the podcast.
Yes.
And
yes.
You've been raving about this for
a while.
I feel like a year now.
I don't remember how long I've had.
But it's a toilet accessory.
Yes.
So, and it's a bidet.
It's a bidet.
Right?
It's great.
And then
life-changing.
So one of the presents you bought for the household. Yes. So you bought multiples. Is what?
Squatty potty.
Squatty potty. Yes. And
amazing.
And not just regular squatty potties. You bought
the bamboo one.
Or as we've been referring to
the bambooty.
The bambooty. So that brought up a whole conversation of, okay, so there's two things that are, awesome.
Changing your bathroom experience.
Changing the bathroom experience, with the bidet.
Yeah.
And the squatty potty.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be the trifecta?
I think it would have to be a heated toilet seat.
You think a heated toilet seat? Because
I
know
yeah.
You, I was kind of running
absolutely.
around doing some other stuff, and you were talking to some other customers about it, and there was a little bit of debate, I feel like.
Because, when you
on different things.
Well, when you go in, especially this time of year when it's cold.
Yeah.
It's, 7 a.m. I'm doing my morning constitution.
Yes. I got done with my coffee. It's flown
It's time
through.
to go.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting down on a cold toilet seat.
Yeah.
Oh.
But sometimes it's like.
But it kind of, it warms up.
So what's weird is sitting down on a warm toilet seat that isn't a warmed toilet seat. So a toilet seat that somebody was just on.
I don't want a pre-warmed toilet seat.
Yeah. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just like, oh, I know what happened here.
Yeah. It's like, oh, somebody else was just here. Oh, man. But if it's like, oh, it's a heated toilet seat, then it's like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Well, the Japanese got that shit on lock. Like they have a superior bathroom experience compared to us low-life Americans.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I know somebody was arguing that just high-quality toilet paper.
Yeah, you need
but again,
that.
If you have the bidet, sometimes you don't need it, right?
Well, I don't want to walk out of the bidet with a wet asshole. Like,
Okay.
I want to be dried. And that's another thing is like, hey, a warm toilet seat or a dryer. It's a bidet that can also.
So somebody
like,
said dryer as well.
It's like a hair dryer for your asshole.
Yeah. And didn't we like start coming up with all sorts of other obscure things?
Oh yeah.
And then that made me think about like, oh yeah, there was that episode of Bob's Burger where Gene came across the toilet in the woods that fell off the delivery truck or whatever.
Yes.
I'm like, that was a fancy toilet.
That was Gene, right? That found that
Yeah.
toilet. Yeah.
And then he took everybody else, and they were trying to save the toilet from the black market dealer. So, I mean, we need to ask the
you need
listeners.
a good yes, you need good toilet paper, but you need just get a bidet, listeners. Get a bidet.
Yeah.
Get a squatty potty. But you have to sit down first, and then squat because you can't trust me, I've tried the other way.
Standing up on the squatty potty.
Well, no, just like you trying to figure out the situation before I sit down. And
sometimes you just got to hurry up and go though too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not familiar with what a squatty potty is, Google it. They have some fantastic commercials.
Oh, they're amazing.
And infomercials, if you will. I guess.
Yeah.
Where basically
it's just a stool for your stool for your stool.
Stool for your stool. But yeah, they use a unicorn to basically describe or represent
what happens.
And I mean, the unicorns don't poop. It's just rainbow.
Yeah.
So rainbow sherbet.
Yeah.
Coming out their ass.
That's science. That's facts.
Yes. The unicorns and stuff. Yes. They're actual living beings. So yeah.
I'm telling you, man, get one.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
All right. So, which this is going to bring up another thing. So we actually got some fan mail recently. I missed it. I don't know. It came in on December 13th. Although, when was the last time we recorded?
2 weeks ago.
The 16th is when we recorded. So I don't know how I missed this. But who do we know out of Joplin?
I don't know.
It's somebody out of Joplin.
I know Chad's out of Jeff City.
It's not Chad.
It's not Chad.
It's literally a different number. Because if you go to the fan mail, this one's Chad, and this is somebody else.
Rando.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I got called out. I got called out.
So, because we were talking about Whamageddon.
Yeah.
And so they said, I lost Whamageddon super early this year because I had to search which version was from Wham. And then they did a thumbs down emoji. And it says, Brian, please ask Conor about his fractured butthole.
Oh, yeah. It's the South Park game.
Yeah. How have you been doing on that?
I haven't not been playing it because I've been playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, you've been playing some COD.
I've been playing COD Black Ops 6.
Yeah. I've talked about trying to get into that. And I know my kids
looked
at trying to fix up my Xbox, trying to get my Xbox to work again, on Christmas. And just the HDMI is done on it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work.
It did.
It did.
Yep. Fractured Butthole is good. Not as good as the original South Park game.
Yeah. Because you were
Stick of Death or the Stick of Truth.
Like you were talking about it. It does sound really fascinating, and that game came
fun
out
as
like
hell,
a
dude.
decade ago. You said.
Yeah.
Because there's all sorts of things in there, like achievements and stuff.
Yes.
That sound really funny to try and do.
I tried to 100% that game.
And the one you're having a hard time with was you had to play with.
You have to play as the Jew.
As the Jew, yeah.
It's one of the characters. You have like your mage. You have your warrior.
Because they try to run it like it's a D&D type of thing.
Yeah. And then you have to get to 100% like trophy. You have to play as the Jew because one of the things is you befriend Jesus. And the achievement is, are we cool?
Are we cool? So you haven't finished that one yet?
No, I did, but the main thing is there's one character at the very beginning that you have to talk to and become a friend with. And I don't know how I've missed it the past 2 times I've played this game. And now I'm just like, I don't want to play it a third time. I'm like,
yeah,
it's fine.
But shouldn't that be one of those things that like you go back and just do that one thing and it'll give you 100% credit?
Yeah. But then I feel, obligated to just like, I just got to play the game now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of Call of Duty. Fired up the Switch again.
Oh yeah.
I got from my in-laws the remastered Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
So I've been playing that yesterday, today.
So that's interesting because that wasn't originally a Nintendo game.
No, it's for the PlayStation.
Yeah. So.
And like what's really cool is like you can toggle between like the remastered like graphics and like OG PlayStation graphics.
Oh really? With the pointy boobs?
And I prefer it because like the lighting is better.
Yeah.
That way. Oh, it's a kitty. Oh, look at the kitty.
With something on her whiskers. Don't claw me.
Dude, I love this cat so much, man.
Layla's pretty cool.
She reminds me of so much of like the 2 cats that I have combined in one.
Yeah, she will bite though too.
It's like that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I'm used to it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But she's got some claws too.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, used to it.
Yeah. So like we end up getting a little tree thing. She hasn't gotten used to it because it's up there where the dogs hang out.
Oh,
she
yeah.
tries to avoid the dogs.
Yeah.
She doesn't try to avoid Lily. She tries to avoid Zeke. So yeah. Just because it's funny because like he hardly ever sees her. He just hears her.
Yeah.
And then starts running at her.
Yeah.
And she runs away and then he just stops and be like, hey.
Well, what happened?
What happened?
I heard something. Where'd it go?
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, Joplin, I broke the rules.
Oh, yeah.
I broke the rules.
Conor was a dick about it. He broke the rule. Absolutely, like you said.
Well.
On purpose.
Nigel said to do it. So I did
so
it.
you both broke it. I'll remember this too, Nigel.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it.
Even though, and then it backfired on you. Did we talk about this? That it kept like not working for you?
Yeah.
I don't remember if we talked about this.
No, we did not. No, it was in the queue and it just like kept skipping it. And I'm just like, all right.
So on Wednesdays at the brewery, we do Music Video Wednesdays. And so people can request music videos. And so you try to put it in there.
Yeah.
And it kept skipping it.
Yeah.
Even YouTube knew.
Even YouTube
said, don't do it.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Don't break rule 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Chris.
So I'm like, it's funny because I'm sitting there doing something and all of a sudden I hear it. I'm like, you motherfucker. And literally like half the bar looked at me and like, oh shit, I said that out loud, didn't I? And I'm like, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. It's fine.
And then I'm like, I'll remember this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we all have our things though that we've done at the brewery and
to each other.
Yes, fucking with each other. Like we did a whole white elephant. We had our mug club party last night.
Yeah,
the holiday party, and there was a.
What was your gift exchange? What was the gift that you gave?
So the gift that Jen and I purchased was it was the not safe for work dad jokes box.
Oh yeah.
And
it's like one of the last 2 ones besides the dildo.
Yes, and then literally Jen ended up getting the dildo, and so everybody's like, "Well, she tried to steal something, then it got like." So then that person went and stole something else.
Yeah.
So then that person went and stole what she stole.
Yeah.
And so then she's like, all right, fuck it. I'll just take the last. It was literally, she was the last person.
Yep.
Or she wasn't the last person. But the last person, that's what it was. The last person stole something that then stole Jen's gift. And then Jen's like, all right, fuck it. I'll just take the last thing.
Yeah.
And it was a dildo with somebody's face on it.
Someone's face. I don't know whose face on it.
I don't think it's anybody that works there. Or
No.
Club member or whatever. But we never did figure out who bought that. But But people were like, well, like, Brian, are you playing? I'm like, yeah, she's filling in for me. And it was just, of course, she'd end up with a double because I was just facilitating it. And like I was over, doing the game show host type of thing, which I feel like it ran pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it did.
And quicker because no one's like, we just
we did it in 45 minutes.
Yeah, and he's like, last year.
Took like an hour and a half.
I think there was more people last year.
Yeah.
But like, literally, he said it took an hour and a half. And like, I had no interest in doing it last year.
Yeah.
But I like, running it as like a game show type of thing. I'm like, that would have been a cool video though, too.
Yeah.
And that's where my head is now, is like always trying to think of, trying to create content and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of having time to create said content.
Well, I came away with a box full of beef jerky.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's cool. But I was, I really wanted like my OG gift that I got that Violet took.
Was that the board?
No, it was pistachios.
Oh yeah, the nuts.
And it was nuts, and it was like 2 kickstand crowlers or 2 kickstand 16-ounce cans.
Yeah, because it was in the Hy-Vee kids.
Oh, dude,
lunch bag.
I was so pissed that she took those nuts.
Well, nuts.
And
on that note, we should probably wrap it up with this episode.
We should.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're creeping up past the 45 minutes mark.
Yep.
We try to keep it 45 minutes to
an hour.
An hour.
We're getting
unless
there.
Nigel's here, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
Jesus.
He's not that. But anyway, again, thank you guys. Hope all of you had a fantastic Christmas and
a happy New Year.
And a great New Year, or as I've been joking, saying a Merry New Year and a Happy Christmas.
Well, Happy Christmas is what they say in the UK because they're weird. So,
I mean, who's not weird? I know I am.
Yeah, fair.
So, but yeah, we'll be back in your ear holes here really quickly.
Next episode.
Hey, hold up.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Well, we're. Oh, okay. Heard.
Now you got it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Hey.
Smoke it every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't smoke it every day.
Neither do I.
Never smoked it.
Yeah, you're gonna miss a much.
I don't have any interest.
Not miss a much.
Because that was a highly contested White Elephant.
Yeah, it was.
It
was pre-rolls and some gummies.
And some gummies, yeah. I'm just like, okay. I don't know who bought those.
I do.
It wasn't JG, was it?
It was Jason.
Oh, was it really?
It was Clancy. Because he's like, Conor, get the blue box. And I'm like, okay, what's in it? And he's like,
just grab it.
Just get it.
Well, then I know somebody came up, was saying, who was it? Was trying to convince Dorothy that says, hey, great gifts come in small packages. And it ended up being a custom-made socks with our faces on it. Not Nolan's face.
Just the beer tenders.
Just the best beer staff in KC.
Was Michaela on those socks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was. So it was literally best beer.
Okay.
And because Dan, he always does like a handmade thing.
Yeah.
Like a laser etching thing.
Yeah. See, I knew what one was his, but I'm just like, I can't take this.
And I didn't want to. Like, I wanted Jen to have her own experience doing it.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of clued in when somebody got the KC Chiefs beer mat and the glasses.
Yeah.
And I think I oversold it as being really cool. So when she got a chance, she went and stole it.
Yeah.
But later I had said something about the board, and she's like, "Oh, if I would have known, I would have tried to steal it." I'm like, "It's perfectly fine.
It's fine.
I wanted you to have your experience."
Yeah.
And enjoy.
Well, and
yourself.
Gina's like, I'm surprised, like when Violet took my nuts and my beer. She's like, I'm surprised you took the jerky. I'm just like, it's what? The only thing I could just like, I can eat this. Like, this is practical for me. I'm not like trying to go for like, I don't need beer. I've got plenty of beer at home.
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck else am I going to take?
I mean,
like,
the Crances they did the awesome stuff, but like for us, it's like, okay, we don't need that.
Yeah.
I mean, although we would have had more beer for today.
Yeah. Well, I could have easily taken the transparent shit that Phil got.
Yeah, with the back shaver.
Yeah. Not doing that. I can't do that, man. I don't want to see my fucking face.
It was JG who got that gift originally, and it had the back shaver. JG is probably the hairiest Mutt Club member we have.
Oh yeah,
because he has
I
a
feel
bigger
like Phil
beard
is
than I
too.
have. Well, he has a bigger beard than I have. He has the long hair as well on the top of his head. So it's like, oh yeah, give the shaver to somebody who has probably the most hair.
Well, did you hear Phil? He's like, yeah, this is gonna be for my balls.
I know. I'm like, okay, dude.
So fucking funny.
Phil makes things weird. So on that note, we are trying to wrap up once, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up on that note. And but again, thank you everybody for
listening and subscribing and blah blah blah.
I mean, we're in the new year now, and we're gonna keep getting after it. And
2025, baby.
2025, here we come. Quickly approaching episode 52, and we'll do better next time, as we always like to say.
We will always try.
We will always try to be better. Do gooder. Gudder.
Gooder, bitches.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.